I'm at the National Portrait Gallery in London for the last weekend of the Six Lives exhibition on the Queens of Henry VIII. Welcome to 4 Minute Family History. The exhibition ran from the 20th of June to the 8th of September 2024. We see the names of the 6 women and they've been given one word to describe each of them. Jane Seymour, Patron. Then we come to a room of 6 black and white photographs of the 6 waxworks in Madame Tussauds. I don't think Catherine of Aragon's one looks like her at all, or Jane Seymour's. This is a costume design for Anne Boleyn from the BBC TV series The Six Wives of Henry VIII from 1970 by John and Anne Bloomfield. This is another image from it, and this is of Jane Seymour, who it says was played by Anne Statleybras. This is a Holbein sketch for a design for a dagger sheath from about 1530. An amazing pen and black ink on paper designed by my hero, Hans Holbein. The design on this dagger sheath is a scene from the Trojan War. Paris judges the 3 naked goddesses, a decision which would ultimately start the war. In the middle, 2 lovers kill themselves after each believe the other to be dead. And at the bottom, Venus stands with her blindfolded son Cupid. And then we see the man who links all the women, King Henry VIII, and his stature in that pose that is so famous to all of us. And this is from the workshop of Hans Holbein the Younger from circa 1537. And this is something you don't really appreciate when you see it in pictures and books. The super fine detail on the material, just look at that, it's incredible. It's usually in the Walker Art Gallery in Liverpool. And now on to the next part of the exhibition. We come to the 3rd room for Jane Seymour now. This is a mid-16th century version of the famous Holbein portrait of Jane Seymour, which is unfinished. It's in the collection of the National Portrait Gallery, and this is the template for all images of Jane Seymour. Look at the jewel, because we will be returning to that later. She appeared with her husband and his parents in the famous Whitehall mural, which is lost due to fire. This is a copy showing King Edward VI also as part of the dynasty. Incredibly, the original ink and watercolour by Hans Holbein survives. It's in the National Portrait Gallery where you can see it today, and here is Henry VIII with his father behind him. The painting was in Whitehall Palace, but it was lost in a fire in 1698, and this is a copy of it by Remigius van Leemput. It was painted in 1537, and here is Jane Seymour standing in the familiar pose from the Holbein portrait, looking across at her husband. Here is a lovely portrait miniature of Jane Seymour, painted in the Horenbout workshop. Her nose does look a bit different to the famous Holbein portrait, but she's wearing the same gable headdress, pinned up on one side. Jane Seymour died in 1537 after giving birth to Prince Edward. Being the woman who gave Henry VIII his longed-for son, she is seen in this painting, painted around 8 years after her death. Henry VIII is in the middle with his son and Jane Seymour, even though she was dead. She is in that familiar pose, and the pendant around her neck is the jewel she is wearing in the Holbein portrait, and also appears to be the same jewel that a miniature, said to be Catherine Howard, that we will be seeing later, is also wearing. And either side of him are Mary and Elizabeth, his daughters by Catherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn. 4 Minute Family History is about all aspects of genealogy and family history, so do subscribe if you want to follow these stories and others if you enjoy finding out about the past.